Hello, welcome back to Dr. Introspect TV, and it's your host, Dr. Introspect, and I'm back. So that's our intro, and today I'm coming to you podcast style with another video. As you know, we like to bring you some variety here on the channel, and speaking of variety, I'm going to be doing something a little different from what you're used to. I'm going to be doing a commentary on a pop culture topic. And today, I'm going to be talking about the Silhouette Challenge. Stay tuned. Alright, so I was going to bring an interesting topic that could open the floor for interesting dialogue or debate, and I had no movie that spoke to me in a way that I felt would bring relevant insights to you, and I thought there is something going on in the world right now that has shaken the world like a storm, and it would be pertinent to carry out a conversation like this. Now, I'd like to set some ground rules, seeing that this is the first time that this is happening on the channel. I am going to be presenting some ideas and perspectives on this topic, and I am by no means a judge or jury on the subject, and I don't expect any of the audience members to be either. I encourage you to please endeavor to present your own ideas in the comment section respectfully. There will be no berating tolerated in the comment section. I happen to believe in the popular quote that people are entitled to their own informed opinion. However, if your opinion is not informed, you're entitled to it as well. Yes, people are entitled to their own ignorance. However, do not feel the need to push said ignorance down the throat of others. What I'm saying, therefore, is whatever your perspectives are on the subject, you're free to present them respectfully and respect the other views of others in the subject. I am going to be presenting different perspectives as I have seen so far, and hopefully we can dig deeper and learn from this. Alright, let's go. So this challenge was basically women demonstrating their sexuality in an interesting fashion, where they would show silhouettes of their forms, the curves and shapes and lines, and the background was a red light, as you can see here. For some people, what was really fascinating was the transition, how they would transform from this girl next door, bedhead girl, just at home, possibly tattered, into this fierce, sexy woman. And a lot of the challenges that have been going on in 2020 and even 2021, as you can see, have been reflecting this narrative where a woman is able to do both. She can be the girl at home or be the nerdy girl, and she can also be hot and sexy and feisty. Being a thought eater myself, I like to sample ideas and opinions of others, and I have looked about and I have gathered some insights of what we are learning from this. A popular word was used over and over, and that word is objectification. The first time I heard the word objectification, I was past my teenage years, and I heard it so many times I never bothered to look it up to see what it meant. And I wonder how many other people that use the word have actually bothered to look it up and really understand what it means or its origins. But nonetheless, people continue to use the word over and over and over again. If you look up the meaning of objectification, or you look into the literature of psychology, it usually involves seeing someone and stripping them off every other thing that makes them who they are, their identities, their agency, and just seeing them as an object, right? Now, when you tie that in with sexuality, in essence, when you see an attractive person, what you see is what they are good for, what their body is good for, what you can do with their body parts, or their breasts, or their bums, or things like that. That's what objectification translates to. It really got me questioning the whole issue with objectification. And you'd hear men say these women are objectifying themselves, and they've been talking about feminism and talking about how we have been objectifying them for so long, but now they're the ones objectifying themselves. And it really got me thinking here. And honestly, all I have is just really a thought process and a question that maybe we can ponder on and reflect on, and just throw our insights and commentary on. I'm wondering, who defines what is being objectified? Is it the person observing, or is it the person being observed? Okay, I'm going to repeat that. I said, who defines objectification? Is it the person observing, or is it the person being observed? If we assume that the person that defines objectification is a person observing, that really goes in line with the whole objectification of females and things, because then we assume no agency. We assume that the men immediately see women, and all they see is what her body is good for. And perhaps challenges like this are in a way changing the narrative in such a way that you're being forced to see her in a different way. Take, for example, the paintings of the likes of Michelangelo. A lot of these women are naked, and even in modern times, women that pose for nude paintings, we call that art. We don't say those women are being objectified, we call that art. You see a naked photo in a magazine, they still call that art. When do you distinguish art from objectification? Why is it that when we see a woman in a provocative photo, or even a nude photo, we automatically assume that she is objectifying herself? We automatically assume that she is reducing herself down, and all she's good for is what her body parts can do. Perhaps we think this way because this thinking in itself is a learned behavior. People have been taught to assume objectification and also objectified by default, that when they see photos like that, even when it's not in a situation where that is the whole purpose, like you're not looking at a sexual magazine, or you're not in a strip club, or you're not in a space, in the red light district. You understand what I'm saying? In a space that frames the subject, we automatically assume that the said person, we automatically assume objectification. And I'm not just talking about men, everyone, men and women. So women are looking at these videos and these challenges and automatically assuming objectification. Men are looking at it and automatically assuming objectification. We are all observers and we have automatically assumed objectification. However, the person being observed just took a photo that has nothing, possibly nothing. I'm not saying in all cases they are not trying to sell sex, but sometimes they are not, and we just assume, we project our own assumptions on that and conclude and reduce said person to just the body parts that we see and then claim objectification. So that's really something that I noticed was going on. And I think what I'm seeing going on in society, and I'm not saying right or wrong, okay? It's not my place to say this is right or this is wrong. And it's not my place to push that down anyone's throat or anything like that. But I do want to shed a light on what's happening, because it would make room to have these kind of conversations. I think challenges like this are trying to break down stereotypes of what a woman can be, or what a person can be, or what a photograph can mean, or a video. When they do these transitions, and they are able to go from stay-at-home mom, schoolgirl, to someone that is hot, they are forcing you, the observer, to see them as more than just body parts. They are challenging your thinking and assumptions. Because perhaps if you can see that, I am a person, then you would not be so quick to judge me. Do you understand? And this is often the message that people use to try to help or reform porn addicts. Because some of the issues that people have with porn is that it encourages dehumanization. Not all porn, but there are people that have this school of thought that think that it is so dehumanizing because it strips the individual of their identity and everything, and all they seem to be for the duration of the video is just sexual gratification. You don't know she's probably a single mom, or you don't know if she was captured and she's being made to make these videos. You don't know if she has been trafficked. There are so many unknowns that they try to make them aware of. For some cases, this could be, you don't see the human being behind what's happening. So challenges like this, I think, force people to look at the way we see bodies differently. And because we're so used to looking at bodies in this, either it is causing sexual gratification or it isn't, some people might find that they experience cognitive dissonance, coming to terms with it. Because you can't be a really nice girl and still do that. You have these black and white boxes, that we're trying to put individuals into, and sometimes people don't just fit in so neatly. I think this is a perspective I haven't really seen people illuminate on, and I thought I could come here and present it to you from a different angle that is probably much needed. So that's all I have for you. So if you do enjoy listening and you have some other thoughts on the subject, please adhere to the rules and happily share it down and like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you stay updated about my new videos. And if you like this video so much and you want to have a table discussion with your friends, share it with them too. I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.